Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 86 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Our Houston Astros sit at 94-56 on the season with 4 more series to go, including in this one a very big 2 series against the Texas Rangers and the Los Angeles Angels, both on the road. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content as this Astros series continues to come to a close. Hans Kraus, the young righty for Texas, one of their top prospects, will be on the mound. He has not had a very good season, whether he is starting pitching or in the bullpen. And his day will start against Jose Altuve, hitting .307 on the season. That is third on this Houston Astros lineup. First pitch to Altuve, and first pitch of the game. Tries to lay down a bunt on a curveball. It's hit to Apostle at third, who fields it and throws him out cleanly at first. Nice defense by Sherten Apostle. Now let's take a look at this Houston Astros lineup. Ones you kind of know to love at this point. Springer is number 2. One of the MVP candidates, Alex Bregman in the 3 spot, followed by Yordan Alvarez in left. Bell at first in the 5 hole. Canada's your DH, followed by Garcia, Diaz, and Stubbs. Here's George Springer, who on a full count swings and misses on the high 97-mile-per-hour heater for out number 2. Bregman up next. First pitch to him. He turns on a changeup, hits it out of Apostle, records out number 3, and no damage in the first for the Astros. On the mound for Houston will be Jose Urquidy. He's had a very good sophomore campaign, 3.45 ERA through 27 starts. He's not going to strike out a bunch of batters, but he does a pretty good job of keeping the ball on the ground for his defenders. Sam Travis is the leadoff man for Texas today, as they had a hard time finding a leadoff man. And he drills this one to right center, and it bounces off of the glove of Avisail Garcia. That's a doink. And Travis has a double to lead off the day. They're actually going to rule it an E9. So Garcia, with a rare miss in the outfield. Next batter up, 0-1, is right back at Garcia. He catches this one, but Travis does tag and head to third. So 90 feet away with 1 out. Let's take a look at this Rangers lineup. We just saw shortstop Greg Jones today. He's making his very 3rd appearance in the majors. Willie Calhoun, Joey Gallo, Odor, Sherten Apostle, Josh Begley, Cedric Mullins in center, and Nick Solak at the DH spot round out their lineup. Here's Willie Calhoun on the 1-2, cannot connect on the changeup. He will be thrown out at first, which means a hit needs to drive in Travis. And then Joey Gallo 2-1 will dribble it to Urquidy, who misses it, but Altuve fields it and gets him by half a step. Preserves the 0-0 tie after 1 inning. How about top 2 now with the Houston Astros? Leadoff man is Alvarez, and he singles into center field for a base hit. That's going to next bring up Josh Bell. Full count to Bell, and he checks his swing. I don't know why he checked the swing. That was a gimme pitch and a changeup, but a strikeout nonetheless. Mark Canada up next, 2-2 to Canada, and he's going to hit this one right back up through the pitcher's mound. Alvarez rounds second, goes third, and he will be safe, putting runners on the corners, 1 away for Avisail Garcia. 1-1 to Garcia, and he makes up for his error. That's a single into left field. The first run of the ball game goes Houston's way. And more importantly for Avisail Garcia, that is his 1,000th career Major League hit. Good milestone there for Garcia. I'm sure he'd like to save that baseball. Diaz up next, 0-1 liner right at Odor at second, route number 2. And Stubbs up next. First pitch swinging, turns on a fastball. This one's put a little bit over Odor into center field. That's going to allow a run to score, and Garcia moves up to third. It is now 2-0 Astros as we turn to the top of the lineup. Altuve, 1-1, a liner into left field, curveball left way too far up. That's going to be another RBI for Houston. Now second and third, 2 outs as they start to open up here on the Rangers. Springer up next, 2-0. That's a grounder to Jones at short, so the Astros push across 3 here in the top of the second. We're going to stay with the Astros' top 3. Leadoff man Bregman, he's going to draw the full count walk, putting him on base to start the inning. Alvarez up next, full count to him as well. He also draws a walk. Fastball barely misses the zone, so back-to-back walks for Kraus. We'll put up Josh Bell, 2-1 to him. This pitch gets away from the catcher. Runner's a little flat-footed. I don't know what they were waiting on, and Bregman is thrown out at third. So poor base running there for Houston results in the first out of the inning, and now Alvarez sits on second. And a little later in the at-bat, that's another walk for this time Josh Bell. So 3 walks to start the inning for Texas. And then Mark Canada will be the first non-walked batter as he pops up A 1-2 fastball for the infield fly rule, and out number 2. Garcia up next, and he is plunked. He gets hit on the slurve, so that'll put the bases loaded. 2 outs for Aledmys Diaz, and a 2-1 fastball perfectly hits it up the middle. 1-1 will come around. Another one comes to the home plate. Throw is offline. 5-0 Astros here in the top of the 3rd inning. Thanks to Aledmys Diaz and company. And that's going to do it for Hans Kraus. He will come out of the game, and Adonis Medina will enter the 4.52 ERA through 63 2/3, the long reliever for Texas. He will start off against Garrett Stubbs, who on a 1-0 fastball pops it up in the infield, and Medina will make the 3rd out of the inning. Top 4 now, top of the Houston Astros lineup, and Altuve is going to get us started with the first pitch fastball into left center. Bounces over the wall for a ground rule double to start off the inning. And then Springer up next. 0-2 will put this one into right center. Altuve is going to score with ease. It is now 6-0 Astros as this one continues to turn into a blowout. Bregman up next. First pitch swing on a changeup. Liner into left field. This one is caught for out number 1. Calhoun makes the play. Now Yordan Alvarez, 1-1 to Alvarez, and he ropes a fastball perfectly into right field. Gallo was playing deep, so despite his arm talent, cannot get Springer at 3rd. Now Josh Bell 2-0 to Bell, and he ropes a fastball perfectly into right field as well, and that is the 7th run of the ball game for Houston. Mark Canha up next. First pitch, this one's into center field as well. This time Alvarez will come around, Bell will go to 3rd. He will make it in time. 8-0 Houston. Still only 1 out in the 4th. How about Garcia? Will he get in on the action? Yes, he will. He'll put this one in the right field. Another Houston Astros run. It is now 9-0 as we get closer and closer to that de facto mercy rule. And Colin Wiles will now enter the game for Texas, making his 52nd appearance of the season. They start off with Stubbs, who will strike out on the high fastball. That'll end the inning. But Houston is now up 9-0. So we'll see if Texas has any sort of answer before we start to move along in this one. Willie Calhoun will lead us off here in the bottom of the 4th. Full count to him, and he will draw a walk. Fastball apparently does not catch the zone. That's a leadoff man for Urquidy. Joey Gallo up next. 0-1. This is a nice hit into the right field. This is actually the first hit of the ball game as well, as Joey Gallo singles into right. And the Texas Rangers have something going here. Rougned Odor up next, 1-2, cannot connect on the changeup. Nice pitch by Urquidy, that is strikeout. And then Apostol up next also strikes out on the fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Urquidy. Changes the complexion of this inning, and now Texas needs a base hit, and they will not get it. Fegley will ground out. It is 9-0 Houston. This one's turning into a blowout, so we're going to start to just skip ahead in this one to the important parts of the game. In the top 7, Houston officially goes up 10-0 thanks to the solo shot by Garrett Stubbs, his 10th of the season. And Houston's catcher, out of all players, puts them up 10-0. Crowd in absolute silence in this one. Let's jump ahead to Texas now, also bottom of the 7. Apostol will hit a laser that clears the left field wall in the corner for a solo shot of his own. 12th of the season for Apostol, and that's really been the first mistake of Urquidy in this one. He has pitched an absolute amazing game in this one, but makes a mistake. It's now 10-1 Houston, so Rangers get that 1 run back. And then we're going to go to the top of the 8th. Shane Carl will come in for Texas, making his 42nd appearance. And with the bases loaded, 1 out to Stubbs, he's not done doing damage. Grounder to Odor, they can only get 1, so he will get an RBI there, making it now 11-1 for Houston. And then later in the next batter, Altuve strikes out, so Houston will be left with 11. As we go now top 9, Bell now, his turn to get in on the action. Houston's not done. Left center field base hit. Houston now has 12 runs. And Canha up next, 2-2 to Canha. He will strike out on the slider, so the Astros put up 12 of their own. As we go into the 9th inning, look who is still on the mound, Jose Urquidy. And he's still striking out batters. Striking out Joey Gallo. That is strikeout number 12 on the day. Just when I said at the top of the inning, or the top of the game, that he is not a strikeout batter, or pitcher, excuse me, puts up 12 Ks, gets the final out, goes the complete game. Houston slaughters the Texas Rangers in this 2-game series for the Battle of Texas, the last of the season. as the Astros get a big win to continue their pursuit of an AL West title. Here is a look at the box score. Only 2 hits given up by our kitty. He pitched an absolute miracle of a game. Not to be lost on all that offense. And he rightfully gets player of the game. 2 walks, 12 strikeouts, 2 hits, and a complete game, 1 run allowed. So good for Jose Kitty. Their only run came off of that Apostle homer. Now, this game has no effect on us, as Oakland's basically eliminated from the AL West title, but the Dodgers, in a World Series rematch from a season ago, get a 1-hitter against Oakland. So the Dodgers are your team to beat, as they also reach 100 wins on the season. And in the second game of the quick 2-game series, Houston wins 9-7 despite 3 errors, all within the infield, and they win their 96th victory of the season. Apostle did go yard for Texas again, and it was Armenteros who got rocked in the early going. So here's a look at the standings. We have officially clinched a playoff berth, and you can see our magic number is 2, and we have a series against the Angels. So basically, if we beat the Angels, we win the division. First, it'll be Cy Snead making his first appearance on the mound for Houston, going up against D.V. Garcia for the Angels in Anaheim. Angels Stadium of Anaheim. Angels sit 86-66, officially 10 games back. We have to lose the rest of their games. They have to win the rest of their games. Here's a lineup for the Angels. Simmons at short, Rendon at third, followed by Mike Trout, Trey Mancini in right, Justin Upton in left, Brian Goodwin is your DH. Evan White's at first base, David Fletcher at second today, and Chris Herman is behind the plate. On the mound for the Los Angeles Angels will be D.V. Garcia, who has a 3.48 ERA on the season through his 16 starts, 1.35 whip, 134 strikeouts. And he'll start off the day against Jose Altuve, who the very first game will try to, or just like the very first game, will try to lay down a bunt, and he is unsuccessful again. Maybe Altuve should stop bunting so much. George Springer up next, 3-1 Springer. He's going to look at a fastball that misses the zone for ball number 4, so he will take his base. I'll bring up Alex Bregman, 2-2. Looks at a low fastball that is called strike 3. Doesn't like the call, but it's an out nonetheless. And then Alvarez up next will draw a walk of his own. This fastball does miss the zone. So runners on first and second, 2 outs for Josh Bell. 0-1 gets a curveball, but nice play on the defensive, but no throw is made. So despite the heroics by Fletcher, everybody is safe. So now bases loaded, 2 outs. Mark Canha at the dish gets a hanging curveball, but pounds it into the ground. Simmons gets the outs, and the Astros leave him loaded in the first inning. So, on the mound for Houston will be Cy Snead, the 6'4", 215 pitcher who hasn't pitched in 2 seasons. He is making his first start of the season against the Los Angeles Angels. He was called up thanks to Verlander going on the injured list. So he's making his first of the season, and his very first batter is a ground out, 5-3. Anthony Rendon up next, 1-0 to Rendon. He pounds this one deep to center field. Springer back to the track, but he does have enough space. That is a loud out number 2. And then the Millville Meteor up next, lasers one into left, but that one is caught as well. So hard hit balls, but no runs scored. Stay with the Astros top 2. Avisail Garcia will lead us off with a leadoff walk. And then Diaz up next, his first pitch swinging. He drills this one to the left center gap. That one is going to get down with ease. Garcia on his horse is already rounding third. He is going to head home, and the Houston Astros will strike first in the top of the second thanks to Diaz. Garrett Stubbs up next, 1-1. Gets a nice fastball to hit, but just hits it to Trout in center. That'll be the first out. No runners will advance. Top of the order now. Jose Altuve back up. Full count. He's swinging this time, but it's a grounder, and a poor base running results in the runner being tagged. So Altuve instead is now on first. And then 2 pitches later from Springer, he actually gets picked off first. So poor base running again from Houston. Maybe they need to make some base running practice in their sessions. But they take a 1-0 lead as we'll go bottom 3 now. Evan White leading us off, the Angels' first baseman. 0-1 to him. He gets a hanging curveball and hits this one to left field, and it clears the short wall out there by the pole for a solo shot. Evan White. I don't need some Evan Williams right now. Evan White will tie us up with his 21st home run of the season. It goes 349 down the line. And the Angels trying to fight for any last hope of an AL West title, and they're also fighting for a wild card. Tie this one up. Fletcher up next, 0-2. This is a grounder, easy play at short for Diaz. That'll be and another out. That's going to take us to Chris Herman, the catcher for Los Angeles today, and he's going to strike out on the low fastball for out number 2. Snead's second strikeout of the day. So back to the top of the lineup. Simmons up next, 2-1. He's going to put this one into right field. A little 2-out base hit to get his 2 and 3 hitters up. That being Anthony Rendon first, and he's not going to waste any time. First pitch swinging, pops one up into center, and Springer will record the final out of the third, but we're all tied up at 1 apiece. We're going to jump ahead to the 6th inning now. Alex Bregman leading us off. 2-0 to Bregman. He gets a fastball, but hot shot to the third base side, and Rendon record the out number 1. Yordan Alvarez up next. 2-0 to Alvarez. He gets a fastball and hits it to right field. This one's actually got some carry at the wall, and it's gone. A solo shot for Yordan Alvarez. His 31st home run of the season, goes 356. As Trey Mancini could not bring it in at the short wall, and the Houston Astros will reclaim their lead as they go up now 2-1 here in Anaheim. So now 1 out for Josh Bell. 0-1. He gets a fastball and hits this one perfectly into center field for a 1-out base hit. That's going to bring up Mark Canha now. 2-2 to Canha. He checks the swing. I don't know why he checked his swing. That's a strikeout nonetheless. Garcia's second of the day. Avisail Garcia up next, 1-0, and he's going to put this one into right center field. Trout cuts it off before it gets to the wall, so that's probably going to save the Angels a run. Now this runner's on the corners, 2 out for Diaz. 2-2 to Diaz, and he comes through in the clutch again. Single into left will push that run across. It is 3-1 Astros now in the top of the 6th. And that's going to do it for Garcia. Rick Porcello, the former Cy Young winner, will come into the game. He's been working in relief for the Angels this season, and he will get the top of the 6th to finish thanks to a ground out from Stubbs. How about bottom 6 now? Cy Snead still in the game, has really yet to make any other mistakes. Here's a big out, though, to the right field warning track for out number 1. Anderson Simmons up next, 1-2. He can't connect on the splitter, strike 3 called. Snead's 4th of the day. And then Rendon up next, 1-1 to Rendon. Hits it back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit before being cut off by Garcia. And that's going to bring up Mike Trout. Trout is 0 for 2 on the day, but he will not go 0 for 3, batted down by Bregman. However, he does beat out the throw. And that's a 2-out single, putting runners on first and second. Trey Mancini up next. He's not wasting any time, hitting the very first pitch out to deep right field, but Garcia tracks it down. No runs in the 6th for the Angels. Top 7 now. Altuve tries to lay down another bunt. Herman fields this one, throws him out. Altuve, please stop bunting. So now George Springer up, 1-1 to Springer. He gets a hanging curveball, hits this one on a line, and it barely clears the wall. George Springer, 349 to left. You saw that sign said 347, so Springer hit a home run by about 2 feet. Nonetheless, it's his 24th of the season. He extends this Houston Astros lead. It is now 4-1 Astros. That brings up Alex Bregman. Full count to Bregman, and he destroys a slider to deep left center field. There is no doubt about this one. That ball is way out of here. 409 feet to the bullpens. His 46th of the season. That leads the American League. Part of the reason why he is in, well, you could say the front runner for AL MVP this season. 5-1 Astros now, and that does it for Rick Porcello. Felix Pena will come in relief for his 8th appearance of the season. He has a 2-1 record. Full count in his first batter to Alvarez, and he hits it to deep left center, but this one will stay in the ballpark for out number 2. Josh Bell up next. First pitch from Pena, and he's going to try to slap it the other way. However, Rendon fields it, and will throw him out to in the 7th. So, now it's time for the 7-inning stretch, and Justin Upton to take it to the plate. Cy Snead is still your pitcher in this one. First batter, Upton, hits it up the middle, but Altuve, who is playing a reverse shift, gets to it and makes the out. That's a very good rangy play by Altuve. So now Brian Goodwin up next. He's first pitch swinging. He's going to hit into the shift. Springer will record the second out. That's going to bring up Evan White, the first baseman, who's homered today. And on the very first pitch of this at-bat, hits it deep to left center field to about the same part, and it's gone as well. Evan White with his second home run of the day, his second solo shot of the season, or of the day, excuse me, his 22nd of the season, as he has been the Angels' offense in this one. 370 to left field. Nobody has been able to get anything going besides Evan White. It's now 5-2 for the Astros. David Fletcher up next. He's not going to waste any time recording the out. That is a first pitch grounder. And Cy Snead goes 7 innings. But Edubre Ramos will take the 8th. Ramos came over about at the deadline from the Los Angeles Dodgers in that Josh James trade. And he's been pretty good ever since he has been acquired. First batter will ground out to the left side of the infield for out number 1. And then Simmons up the middle will hit this one right actually off the foot of Ramos. Everybody is safe. And manager Cook will look at Ramos, but he's saying no, he doesn't want to come out of the game. So Ramos will stay in and face Rendon, and he will get a 6-4-3 double play. And now the Angels are down to their last inning, and Ryan Presley, he will try to shut the door on the Los Angeles Angels, looking for save number 27. Mike Trout is his first batter. He hits a bullet to left field, but it is caught by Alvarez. Out number 1. Trey Mancini up next, the former Oriole. He will ground to Bregman, who fields it cleanly, throws across the diamond. There is out number 2. So now the Angels' chance last up to Justin Upton. 1-1 grounder left side of the infield. Fielded by Diaz, thrown to first, and the Astros are your AL West champions. 5-2 they beat the Angels here in this one. They clinched the AL West crown. And the Houston Astros will be going to the playoffs. We will be playing playoff baseball this year. Our very first playoff games of the series, as the Astros close out the division a week before the season ends. Beautiful day for him. Cy Snead on the mound, his first of the season. He gets the win. Garcia gets the loss, and Presley gets save number 27. 5 runs, 8 hits for Houston, 2 for 6 for the Angels. And Springer will be named player of the game. He went 1 for 4 with that solo shot back in the 7th. So, now that we've clinched the division, we're going to also take a look at this game. The Dodgers, the other team to be in the National League, probably the best team in baseball. They hit another one-hit baseball, this time against the San Francisco Giants. So they are looking dominant. And next up for us, we actually lose game 2, 6-3 against Los Angeles, but we have clinched the division, but we are still fighting for seeding, so these games still matter as the Angels come back and take the second of this 4-game series. Lance McCullers got hit around in this one. Then in game 3, we do come back and win 4-3. It took 10 innings, but we take the third game against the Los Angeles Angels. Altuve and Springer went yard for us. Josh Bell with a stolen base. Their offense came from Rendon and Grullon. Musgrove pitched pretty good for us. Hand got the save. And then before we get into Game 4, our Round Rock Express have been eliminated from the playoffs. They were fighting for the AAA championship, but they go down to Sacramento, which is the Athletics affiliate. Now in Game 4, we do win 6-4, so the Astros are sitting on win number 99, and they have 2 more series to get win number 100. As they win 6-4 and take 3 out of 4 against the Angels, so that kind of hurts them in the wild card, but I think they're still in the lead there. Here's another game to take a look at. The White Sox beat the Twins 3-1, and what that means is Chicago is your AL Central champion. So all 3 divisions in the American League are locked up. It'll be Yankees, White Sox, and Astros as your 3 division winners in the American League. And we have clinched the division, but we are still fighting for seeding against the Athletics and the Angels. And we currently have the 2 seed. The 1 seed goes to the Yankees as they have a 2-game lead against us. They sit 101-55. So the Yankees, can they hold on to their first place lead in the American League, have home field advantage? We'll have to do it against a 64-92 Toronto Blue Jays squad. They do have a 3-game series at Fenway to round out the season, so it's not going to be easy for New York, but it's not going to be easy for us either. We need to take care of business, so still plenty to play for here in the final week of the season. We'll start off with the Athletics. Rogelio Armenteros on the mound against Jesus Luzardo. But let me know what you guys thought of this one. We clinched the division. Playoff baseball will be coming to the channel as I try to get this series wrapped up so we can fully jump into MLB The Show 21. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you just want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.